So hi guys. So in the previous session, if you remember, we started with our Excel part one, and in the Excel part one, we have explored mostly all the home tab options, right? That you can see it here, all the home tab options, like whether it's a formatting or it is regarding the conditional formatting or alignment, copy paste, and all these. All we have and default styles which are available to us. So today we are going to look into the formulas things because which are very important here in Excel. First of all, why do we have to learn formulas? That is very important. We have to understand that. Suppose you can see we have this data available to us, which is an employee data here, and it's a sales data, right? And on this employees data, if I say or if I give you a scenario that you have to find the total of the sales region wise, as you can see, some regions are also available here. That based on the region, give me the total sales or give me the quarter on quarter sales which are available here for every employee, some of these. Okay. Then what will you do in that case? You will be using your formulas or you will write your own function and then you will give the output, right? But we already have the existing formulas available here, whether it deals with your mathematical formulas or it deals with the lookup functions or date and time or text functions or logical functions or financial functions. So you can already explore these formulas which are already available while doing your data analysis. So it is very important in terms of doing the data analysis because you have to create a summary here and you have to create some conclusions or you have to bring insights from the data. Then these are very, very important. So we should know how to use these functions. So I have given some, I will be exploring some basic functions here as well. And like touching upon each of these parts. Like suppose I start with the mathematical functions. In the mathematical functions, you can see we have Tigo functions as well as the mathematical functions are available here. So likewise, you can see individual functions. If you hover to any function, it will give what is that function doing. So this is the ABS means absolute function. It's going to return the absolute value of a number without its sign. That means if there is a negative value, if you use this function, so whenever you will be using a function in your Excel, okay, it will always it starts with equal to. So before, like whenever, I mean, in any cell that you are, you have to you write first of all equal to. Then after that, you have to write that function name. Suppose I'm using ABS, and when I'm using ABS, then inside this, whatever argument is there, then I have to fill that argument. So here, I'll just show you. Suppose I have here number which is called -100. Okay, and now I wanted to use the ABS function. So if you use ABS, it will automatically come and then you will see it's asking for the one argument which is called the number. So you will give a reference to a number, this is the number, and you will see here that it has changed the output from negative to positive. Likewise, whichever function you will call here, okay, suppose now I'm calling of some functions. Now here I'm looking for some of the basic salaries or some of the total sales that these employees have done. So you can see that this is quarter one sales. If I hover to it, if I select to it, you will be able to see here that on the down, um, here you can see that it is giving total sum 935 and 000. That is what total sum it is coming here for this particular range. So likewise, uh, I can use this using the formula which is equal to sum, and then inside this it is asking for the numbers. So individually also I can pass the numbers separated by comma, like number one, number two, or like that. Best will be that you pass a range. Range means the complete range of these cells. You will see this is a what I've selected. Now you'll see this is the total sum of the quarter one sales. Likewise, if you drag it towards the right, then it will automatically give the sum of the quarter two, sum of the quarter three, sum of the quarter four. If you want to know total, okay, the total of the sales that is done on, then what you can do is you can just select all these. It will give you here the total sum. That is what you are getting. But here, it may not be the requirement may not be that from the manager side or the calendar or the client side. The requirement can be like, I want to find the sum of the sales, the total sales based on the department wise. That is, here you can see the departments, like what is the sales department has generated total sales in a quarter one. So for that we have to aggregate this data. I mean, we have to find only for the sales and we have to sum. Like suppose here if I say that we are looking for the sales data only. So I will select the sales data like this. Here I've selected it, the sales data, only these two records. Okay, we have this record as well. Then quarter one. Okay, these are the values that we will be selecting, and then you will see that we are getting the sum. For that, we have another way of doing this. I mean, creating a summary. Like this will not create summary. We will be using the pivot tables there to create the summary. So we will see that in this session at a later part of the video. But now let's start with the basics first here, and basic formulas, the mathematical formulas. Like that, you also have something called average formula. So when you say average, so it can say again, it's asking for the argument, which is all the numbers. You can select all your numbers, and here you will see that you're getting the average of sales. What is the meaning of the average sales? So you can read the definition from here as well. So it's going to return you the arithmetic mean of its argument. So arithmetic means here, it means that all these data points, that these numbers which are there, central tendency here is very important when we are discussing about the mean, I mean average or mode, or we are discussing about the median. From this quarter one sales, because there are so many values, I want to just give by single point, like where all these data points are lying. So I can see averagely where all these are lying. So averagely, I can say that they are lying. This is the average sale. So if I want to represent all the quarter one sales, I can say averagely it is 93,500 is the sales. That is what in the quarter one averagely. Whether it can be greater than that or the lesser than that, but averagely it is that. Okay, that is what I am representing. If you want to find out the maximum of it, so you can use your maximum formula. On if you okay, then again you will pass the numbers. All these formulas that we are using here, they are somewhere taking all multiple inputs and giving you one out. Okay, and sometimes what happens that the formulas that you are using, they are going to take an input, one input or two inputs, and then it is going to give you the output respectively. But here it is taking multiple inputs, like some function is there. It's an aggregation function, which is taking multiple input, average function, minimum, maximum, count function. They're taking the multiple inputs and giving you the one output. Okay, so you can explore more of your, I mean, these functions. So in the previously, we have also explored the count function. If you remember, count if function, count a. So there is a difference between count a and count function that you can go through here. So if you are using a count function is equal to count, then here you can see there is a different. Count function is going to count all the cells where the numbers are present. Count a is going to count all the cells, right? That should not be blank. If I mean, if there is some value present there, it will going to consider that, but it should not be blank. Count blank is going to consider all the cells in your range which are blank. If suppose there is two or three blank cells, okay, then it's going to give that. So here, okay, right. So if you want me to give the example of that, like suppose here is one blank, okay, which is in between. Suppose if you use the count blank, you will say count blank, and then this is the range that you are selecting. How many blanks do you have? Only one blank is available here. It's automatically going to give. If you say, if you can delete this thing, it say you have two blanks. But if you write here some values like this, and then you are using the count a function, right? Again, you will select the range. That's it. Total, how many values you have? Three values. In this, if you say a, you have written a, or you have given some symbol as well as, then it's going to count that. It should not be blank. That is the meaning of count a. Likewise, you can also do the sum function, and you can also do sum if, because here it is sum if is important, and when we are creating the aggregations on the data set. Now, in the previously, um, I gave you a scenario to uh, sum the sales, okay, for the quarter one. So you can use for that the sum if function. You can use it, or some ifs you can use it for multiple criteria. Sum if is where you are using um, only one criteria you can range. I select here. Okay, so you have three argument here. One is the range, and another is the criteria. Then you have a sum range. But if you go for the sum ifs, okay, sum ifs inside this, you can put your first of all, the sum range. Sum range means the sum that I want to do. Suppose your quarter one sales I wanted to sum, right? Then I will select what is the criteria range. Criteria range, I will be taking it from here. And what is my criteria? My criteria is sales. For sales department, I want to find out what is the total sum. Now, if you enter it, you will get for the sales department. This is the total sales that sales department is doing in the quarter one. Likewise, here with the sum ifs, best thing is that you can also add multiple criteria. Suppose you wanted to look for the different years as well, that you can also take care of it, or the region wise also you can take care of it. I mean, when you are using multiple criteria base, some you wanted to do, that you can use your summits. And same way, you have other functions are also available. Average if function is also available, right? So you can use those functions like average, and you can see average if and if functions are also available here. Down here you can see these functions. So it's again going to give you the arithmetic mean based on some given condition, and this is particularly one condition, and this is for multiple set of conditions. Like that, you have your countif functions. Okay, countif and countifs functions. So earlier we were using the countif function to count the number of cells. Suppose here also you wanted to use it, and that is based on one condition. Countifs means when you wanted to include multiple conditions. Okay, I will try to give that example, but all these things we can explore using pivot tables. It's going to be very easy from there. So likewise, you are exploring these functions here. Okay, that is numerical functions. Now let's move on to the some text functions that are available to us. So in the text functions, as you can see, we have some values here. Let me just copy all these values. This is the names. Okay, and let me just paste it here for the reference. Okay, while cleaning your data set, as you can see, the names are available here. Okay, and sometimes what happens that there are extra spaces in the names too. So from in the text functions, we have functions like clean function is there. Okay, we have trim function is there, length function is there, left, right. Okay, change the case of the letters that you have. Like we can change it to uppercase or we can change it to lowercase. So they are very handy in terms of data cleaning. These are the names that you have. If you want all these names to change into uppercase, so you can say upper and then write this, give this reference, and you will see that it is everything is in what? It's in capital letters. Same way you can do it for you can change it to the lowercase, or if you can change it to the proper case as well. Proper means everything here, the for every word, the first letter will be in a, uh, I mean, it will be capital, the rest of it will be smaller. So as you can say here, Rohit is capital, I mean, R is capital here, but Sharma, you can see S is again a capital here. So that way, excuse me. So you can see here that we can change our case using the functions which are available. If you want to find out the length of this complete uh, word that we have, the complete sentence, so we can use the length function, and it's going to give the total length of it. So length is what? 12 is the length for Rohit, and respectively, we can get the length for all. Now, a second thing comes here to find out the left. Okay, I mean, the first name I wanted to find out here. So that is Rohit you have, and likewise Neha, and sometimes a right name as well I wanted to find out. Okay, so for that, what we can do is again we can explore this function, right? Like left function, and we have mid function is also available. So left function means you are taking a substring from the main string that Rohit Sharma you have. So from the left side, you are giving this to the function that from the left side, give me these number of characters. So why it is important? See, sometimes what happen that here your data is clean. Okay, and it is good to go for the analysis. But most of the times you do not get a clean data, you get untidy data as well, and you do not get the names like this. And it may happen that you get left name or the right name separately, then you have to club them together to get a proper name, or you required only the left name, or in the names only the department is given, or in the names only the employee ID is given, then you have to take out the employee ID from the names. So such scenarios are there. So we can use these functions. Like suppose on the left side, I wanted to find out from here. Okay, the Rohit. You will see the Rohit has come here. Okay, you can see the arguments. So left side, the text, whatever the text you are giving, and the number of characters that you are passing from the left. I mean, from the left side, you are looking for these characters. But here, one function is very important, which is called a find function. Okay, so I will be including that find function here itself. So we will go to find function. So with find function, you are able to find the position. Okay, of a substring that you are finding it here. Suppose in the Rohit. Okay, Rohit Sharma. I want to find the position of O example. So I can pass it here like find text. I wanted to find O in this particular text. Okay. You will see the position it has given. Second position, O is present. Likewise, I can give the position for the space. Wherever is the space, it is going to give me that at sixth position space is available here. So I can include this here because I'm manually passing it. But I can say the number of characters you take it from here, then you will see it is going to give Rohit here. Likewise, what we can do is we can drag both of these. Okay. Now you will see that we are getting the first names. Okay, the left names that you can see for all the names which are present here based on the positions that we've got here. Or here to separate out, we have another way to do it. Let me just do it for you here. That suppose these are here and I wanted to separate out these names. So you go to the data tab. Inside the data tab, there is an option here. Okay, that option is text to columns. You guys can see this option. It's very amazing option. Okay, really very amazing option in terms of data cleaning because most of the data, it's not necessary that you get the proper tables here. Sometimes what happen that in a single cell only you're getting all your columns and their respective values. So with the text to columns, you can split them into multiple columns. Like here, I will be splitting here to just see. So I will select this data set, go to the text to column, and then from here, I will select the delimited. So it is delimited by space actually. There is a space in between. So I can select space. Now you will see it has given a partition here. I hope you guys are able to see that there is a partition has happened here. Okay, this partition. Okay, we'll move ahead. Then you will see next. And where do you want this output to come? So let's say I want this output. Here is the it is this destination I have to select. That this destination I wanted to be here and then finish. That's it. Now you will say you will get both names. I mean the first name and the last name automatically. So you can explore it using the left and right, or you can explore it using the text to columns. I hope that is fine for you all. You guys can work on that. Okay, it's simple, not that much difficult. And here, one more thing I have to give you, there are two functions which is called replace and substitute. Suppose in this text, I wanted to substitute something that Rohit Sharma is there and I wanted to substitute here, right? So we can say like wherever space is there, I wanted to substitute that with, okay. First of all, we have to uh, see this text which is present here. This is the text that we have. In this text, what is your old text? Old text is a space. I want to replace it with commas. Okay, that's it. So now you will see that we will get a new text altogether where it is with comma. So we have replaced our space with comma. Like that, you can substitute. I mean, it's working as a find and replace only. First of all, it is finding the space, and wherever it is the space, it is replacing it with comma. This is again a delimiter. And if you have given reverse way, like comma is given and you wanted to give a space there, okay, the best thing is that when the comma is given here in between the words, you can directly split it. And based on that delimiter, that is called comma. Delimiter is something which is separating the two words, or it is separating the two values. So here, the first, earlier the space was separating, but now, right now the comma is separating. That is, we are using here substitute for doing that. Another, we have the replace function is also to replace things, right? So we will now move on to another function that is called the date functions. As you can see here, we have some date functions available. I mean, some dates are available. Like from these dates, what happened that these dates you will not be using these dates like that. So in the dates, we have functions where we can find out the individual parts of the date. Like suppose I wanted to find out the year part, I wanted to find out the day part, like that. So here you can say like you can use your date functions. So I will here I'll show you all the date functions that are available. So you can say you have day function is there, you have hour function is there, month function is there, network days is there. So you can just explore these functions. Like suppose if I want to find out the day part, okay. So from here, yeah. So if you wanted to find out the day part from this date, you will get the day part. If you same way find out the month part of this particular date, you will get the month part. And same way, if you are scrolling for the year part, then you will say you will get a year part, right? So you can do your, I mean, the summaries you can create based on the monthly basis or based on the year basis now. And same way, you can drag it for the complete data set, right? You will get it for all the dates. So yeah, sometimes it becomes necessary for us to find out the monthly analysis or the yearly analysis. As you can see here, it is being asked that we have to find out the sum. That is total yearly sales we wanted to find. That means yearly basis, we have to summarize the data set. So we have used the text functions. Now we have worked on the date functions as well. But what if I tell you that you wanted to find the age here or the total number of that here that this is the joining date for the employees. If I say that you have to find out, you have to calculate for this particular employee, what is the total tenure of the employee till now. So there, that means you have to find out total experience of this particular employee in our company or the duration of that you can also find out. So for that, you can subtract it with the latest date. Okay, suppose here, if you wanted to find out, create a new age column, then what you can do is you want that to come age as an or you can say the tenure. Okay, there is something called as year fraction. You can just use that. Okay, in the year fraction, that is the starting date, and the ending date is what? Today is the ending date. So there is one more function called today. It's automatically going to take that. So I'll just show it to you. So here you can see that it's showing you the 10 years, 6.62 years, 5.34 years, 7.88 years, 4.73 years. That is what it's giving you in the here. The answers that this particular employee has served more than 6 years. He has served more than 7 years, about to complete 8 year now. Okay, then here today function, it's which is there with the today function is going to return the current date. Okay, so suppose if you wanted to know what is the current date of the system, you can say using this you will find out, and there is something called now function as well. It will give you the date as well as the time for today. So this is the time, this is the in front you have the date, and from the this part, if you wanted to find the hour part, minute part, or second part separately, you can use those like hour, you can use hour, you can use minute, and you can use second as well. Like that, you can find out the individual parts of from here. Okay, I hope this date functions are also clear. Now we can move on to the logical functions. Okay, and where we will explore our if functions. Okay, now suppose if I say that this is the tenure of the employees, which is here in front of you, and if I say I give a scenario to you that in the logical functions, guys, we have if, okay, we have and, or all these functions are available to us in logical. You can just click here and you will see that these functions are available here, right, in the logical functions. So, so you can just over to them and you can just read every, you will see, suppose sometimes what happens that we have to, based on some criteria, okay, we have to take a decision. Suppose here, if I say that all those employees who have served more than 5 years in the company, I am, or the company owner will be promoting them or giving their names for the promotion. And here you have to represent them with yes or no. Okay, whether they are eligible for the promotion or not. So with yes, no, I mean, I can say eligible. Here I'll be making a new column, promotion. Okay, and in this promotion, I will say whether they are eligible for the promotion or not. A condition is if they have served more than 5 years in the organization. So if they have served more than 5 years, I will say yes, eligible for the promotion, or I will say no, they are not eligible for the promotion. So for that, we can use our if, and it checks whether a condition is met, and you can read it here. It's going to check this particular, right, whether this particular um, is eligible for or not. So so you can read it. It checks whether a condition is met and returns one value if true and another value if false. So let's see the condition is. So in this, I will be, first of all, the first thing is the argument, that is the logical test I will be conducting. I will see whether this particular value is greater than 5. Okay, greater than equal to 5. If it is greater than equal to 5, then only I will say yes, eligible, or otherwise I'll say no, not eligible. Right. If this value is not true, okay, if it gets false, then it will give you this value that is not eligible. If it is this logical test gets satisfied, that is when it's give you the output as a true output, then here you will get a value which is yes, eligible. He is eligible for the promotion. Now you will see, okay, so yes, he is eligible for the promotion. And same way you can see for the others as well. Here it is not yes eligible. Here it is not eligible, not eligible. And same way we can say they are eligible for the promotions. Like so, with if we are able to create a new column, okay, and on this new column, it's a conditional column that we have created based on the condition. Okay, so it's very useful when we have to take some decision, then we have to give some output. Okay, so very important. So this is how we are using our if. Inside this, if suppose if I wanted to see that I want to give but I wanted to give the promotions to now I have specifying the criteria that if he is greater than equal to 5 or is having the rating 4, then only he is eligible for the promotion. Otherwise, he is not eligible for the promotion. Right? You can see there are some whose ratings is not good. Okay, these ones, their ratings are not good, and still they are eligible for the promotion. So I want to include that as well. So like two condition I'm here passing. So for that, I can use my and inside the and, the first is the logic. This is the logic one, it should be greater than, and then I'm passing here my second logic that your rating. Okay, so just okay, here we'll do it on this particular cell. So we'll be writing and here, and then after that we will say whether the rating, okay, this particular cell rating is greater than equal to 4, then he is eligible for promotion. Otherwise he is not eligible for promotion. Now you will see there is a difference here for these three. You will not see the output. Let me just drag it. Yeah, now you will see only these are valid for promotion. This is also not available for promotion, right? He and this is valid for promotion, not eligible, and these two are eligible for the promotion. This is also eligible for the promotion. This is not eligible for the promotion, right? So these are some criteria based, and here I'm using if as well as the it and condition. Right, now next we move on to the lookup functions. Okay, and we will understand what is the lookup functions. Okay, so guys, suppose if I want to find a value, like suppose if I have these three employees, okay, I'm putting these three employees here, and based on these are values which are their employee IDs I have, and I want to find out what is their basic salary. Okay, this is example that I'm giving you on this data set. But lookup functions is you because you will be dealing when you will be working as a data analyst or into the company organization. You will be working on the large data set. First of all, need to understand why you are going to use. Because when you are working on a larger data set, you are not going to find this employee ID. Okay. And look for this particular employee ID in that data set. You have to, you will not go there and find out this particular value there. It will make no sense actually. Okay, because there are so many millions of records. But for that, because you are going there and finding it in this larger data set, why not use a formula for? Why not use a function which is already present? Who will do that work for you? So here, the lookup is going to do that work for you. It's going to find that particular value, and then it's going to give you the output. I mean, from that employee ID, or it can be for any like region based or sales based. For that particular value, what do you want? What do you want from this? Do you want the name of it? Do you want the department of it? Do you want the region, joining date, basic salary, quarter on quarter sale? What do you want actually? So that lookup function is going to help you and give you that particular output. So here we will be exploring that, and we will see that. So for that, we will be using our lookup function. So lookup function, we will say is equal to, and we'll say VLOOKUP. VLOOKUP is a vertical table. This is a table that we have. It's a vertical table because we will be having the leftmost value. I mean, the leftmost column is here, employee ID. From that, we will be giving the output here. So before that, I will explain you how the lookup actually works. So you will use VLOOKUP, okay, or HLOOKUP. Okay, there is no difference. It's only the difference in the orientation of the table. Okay, it's a vertical. Here you have a vertical table where you want to find out these values, employee IDs, and their respective values. So you will say lookup. Then here you will pass the value you want to find out. Okay, value. This is the first argument. What is the value? So here we will be placing our employee ID, and then after that, second is the range of the data. Okay, the range of the data. I mean table range you will be selecting, and then you will say once you have selected, you will pass your third argument, which is from which column number. Okay, from which column number you want the value. Do you want the value from first column, second column, third column, fourth column, like that? And then you will say exact match, and then you will close it, and it is going to give you the output. Let's do it practically here. Okay, so we'll say we look up. Then first is the lookup value. So this is the value that I want to find. Table array. So this is my table array. I will select this table array, complete table array. Okay. And the third is the column index number. So the first is the employee ID, second is your name, third is the department, fourth is the region, fifth is the joining date, and sixth is the basic salary. Suppose you're looking for the basic salary. Then you have exact match. Okay. And like I'm looking for the exact match only, that is, and I'll say, now you will see it is going to give me here the basic salary. Same way it is going to give for others, but here you need a small catch. Okay, that this range that you have selected, and when you are dragging this formula down, okay, when you are dragging this formula down, so their range will also change. So what you have to do is you have to freeze this particular range using the shift F4. Then you will easily able to drag it down. Okay, right? This is the output you are getting here. Like for the employee ID 103, you're getting it this value, its correct value. For employee ID 104, you are getting the correct values. Okay, for 102, the salary is this. For 105, the salary is 103, the salary is 5200, and 104, this salary is 3800. Yeah, we're getting the correct values. Okay, this is how we explore our VLOOKUPs. It's very simple. The value that you are looking for in that table range, from which column you want it. Okay, so I hope that these things are clear to you all at least. Then in the next session, what we can say, we can do a summary on this using the pivot tables. We can create a summary on this table, and we can see how the charts and visualizations as well as the dashboard will be. So in the next session, we will check, we will go through that. Okay, guys, take care. Bye bye.